So what they've done is they've come in, um, come down, past the door into some steps. I think it would be fair that now that we're under the underground, we're going to bump up the challenge to 12. So the challenge rating, the target is now 12. So they're going to come down, down these steps and get to this point, and there's going to be, at the bottom of the stairs, there's a passage over an underground cavern, not cavern, a crevice, sort of a underground ravine that breaks off and goes underneath, and is there's some water down there maybe, and so they're going to have to somehow get over that. I wonder if he can make a bridge with the skeletons? Okay, I'm gonna see. Like we're gonna have one skeleton move here, and then they're gonna try and do like a leapfrog. Like one of them's gonna hold on. Actually, what will do is he gonna tie one? Is he gonna tie one on? Because if it goes out of his sphere of influence, it's gonna, yeah. So he's gonna go ahead and he's gonna tie a skeleton to something, like around the corner, a rock or something, and anchor it on there, and then command the other skeletons, to like reach out and become like a little bridge. over the over this area, and it and it actually looks like it probably doesn't take more than two of them, and then so the other skeleton can scramble over the top of it, and then Take will scramble over the top, and then they'll grab that other skeleton and then leave this one behind as they go into this other chamber. So, whoops. So yeah, so that's what happened. So they're going to leave this one behind, and when it gets outside the sphere of the influence of this necklace, it's going to go feral again. I mean, I suppose it's probably going to wouldn't even know. I mean, it's not a zombie, right? So it's gonna I don't know. It's just gonna stay tied there. I think it's just gonna stay tied there. It's the bouncer. Oh, anyhow, so that was a funny little bit, but then this next little area, there is a whole lot of oh man. So this is not great. Um, this is a so it's a small little entry area, and there's columns, supporting the ceiling, and there's thick dust everywhere. Um, and it's there's an archway on the other side, um, and all along the floor there's like blood splattered everywhere, and footprints, and some sort of scuffle, uh something awful happened here, and there's a lit torch that's actually on the ground, lighting this area. So it looks, I mean, somebody was here very recently, and somebody alive was here very recently, and something appears to have killed them. um there's no bodies though, so it's not entirely clear, um It's not entirely clear. I think he's gonna stop right there, and he's gonna do some investigating. Just sort of like looking for traps. He's used to traps, so he's not. Oh, kitty, stop that! Come on, come back to the lap. Come on. Hi. So he's definitely there, used to traps from those traps and that he's encountered in the past. So he's gonna make a mental note, I think, to check each room as he's going. So we're gonna do a perception check, which is wisdom +1, so a target of 11. He's gonna try and detect any traps. Okay, so the roll it was a 9. So actually it was a 6. So he really, if there are traps, he can't find them. But as he's investigating, he notices in the tracks that there are there's like this wicked arrow. It's broken, but it has like just this nasty metal tip to it. That's just really fascinating. And since he's got that bow, I think he's gonna put that in a sack, and maybe keep it for later, to think about and investigate. I'm forgot to, now that we're underground and we're doing stuff, I'm going to go ahead and roll a threat timer. So threat timer of 1. So we've got threat timer of 1 going. We're underground, so I don't think it makes sense to keep track of day and night right now. So we're just going to do the threat timer of 1 as he's investigating. And as he's looking around, this torch, I think, is going to sputter out, and it's going to go dark except for what Tate can see with the light that he brought with him. Would he try and investigate again? I mean, he knows there's impending threat of some kind. So he can hear something approaching from down the corridor. I think he's gonna get the skeletons in position, and he's gonna sort of stealthy hide in this corner and just get ready. And then that's going to be his turn. So the threat timer is down. And from the distance, a skeleton shows up. And when do you roll the threat timer? Do you roll it right after that counts down? I think you resolve that turn and then do it. So the skeleton shows up and tromps in. And by the time it gets to here, right about here, it stands at attention, just like the other one did. And Take realizes, he can feel it, that the necklace has taken control of the skeleton. And so he's going to command the skeleton, to experiment to see if he can, and command it to, do a little jig or something like that. And yeah, it turns out that he actually can command this skeleton as well. Okay, so that's great. We're going to go ahead and do another threat timer. So this one's going to be 3. Okay, so I think that's sort of the extent of it. This room. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and move to the next room. We'll move him off, and then yeah, so they're just gonna go down, being really careful and checking for traps and looking for everything. At the end of that corridor is another set of steps that comes down, and the blood trails are all over the place. So as they approach, there's going to be a door here. I mean, an archway that so Take is going to go ahead and sort of peek in and see what he can see. And there are, in this room, the blood continues, and there's 3 mangled corpses on the ground. Clearly whatever it was that was the blood from the previous room. And at the very far end of the room are 2 statues they're immobile. They're stone, human-sized, but beefy, military-looking statues that are standing there. Oh, and I guess, yeah, and so near some of the corpses, there's actually another statue that is actually all broken apart. So there's actually there's like the remains of a statue in the middle of everything. Like, just, obviously this is not where it belongs. That's too small. Anyhow, we'll know that that's, normal size. It's not giant. I guess I really should make it. Let's go ahead and make it there. So this is the remains of one of these kinds of statues, and it's clearly out of place, as if it had been involved in attacking these creatures, these people that had tried to get into this tomb. But the skeletons, these statues aren't moving or anything. So I think from here, Take is gonna sort of do what he can to investigate this room and see if he sees anything else. Let's do a that wisdom perception check and see what we can see. So yeah, that was a 3. That was useless. So he has no idea if there are any traps or not. But as a GM, I'm going to roll. Yeah, and so he notices there's more footprints, but there are actually some footprints that lead back in the dust that aren't as bloody, or aren't the bloody footprints that are leading back. So it looks like somebody managed to escape, and there wasn't a body up there. So maybe somebody got into the forest, got past these guys and into the forest. But the buddies were murderoid. We're gonna go ahead and count down to 2. And nothing is happening. in this room. Those other statues aren't moving at all. I wonder. So still in stealth, he's gonna, I think Take is gonna move up to sort of investigate the corpse, and just sort of see if he can, and actually, you know, his intention is to move and investigate the corpse and investigate that statue, so let's go ahead and investigate. Do a perception check on those. Let's do a perception check on the corpse, and that's a 12. So even without a bonus, I managed to do a perception on that. Okay, but don't come leaping back. So he's gonna go ahead and he's gonna find some. What is it? Let's go ahead and roll and see what we get. Let's see, D100. Yeah, okay. 76. Oh, sweet. Holy crap. That's awesome. So I rolled on the shabby loot table. It was a 76. And this is a scout's pouch harness. It's +1 armor and extended maximum carry capacity to 12 loot. So that's actually super awesome. So let's go ahead and scout's pouch harness, +1 armor, 12 loot cap. Okay, so how do we want to do this? How does this look? And, you know, maybe there's a big buckle. And, you know, it's going to be a... Okay. So, you know, it's a Batman belt. Oh God. That's actually what it is. I shouldn't have done the whole design. So it's a Batman utility belt that can hold a bunch of crap, and maybe, you know, a cell phone holder up here. And so yeah, so that looks like crap, but you know what I mean. Like it's you know, it's the straps that go over the shoulders, and then it's got a belt, and you know, it's got the what are they, mole straps or whatever. So I got to remember that he's +1 armor. But that'll help with extra carrying capacity. And so that's basically that turn. Let's go ahead and let's take the counter down to 1. So he knows, so something's happening. He can hear something coming up from the corridor. I think he's going to bring in the skeletons in closer. Actually, I think he'd bring them all the way up. So the skeletons will move to here. Just past him. So he can still see this statue. But he's going to move the skeletons right there. Okay. And so let's go ahead and let's do an investigation. Let's do an investigation roll on that statue. So wisdom +1 means target 11. 18. So that actually does it. So he's able to actually, if there's anything to suss out, he can suss it out from that statue. And what he notices is that the statue where it's kind of severed off at the waist, and it looks like there's a crack, like an old crack, like it's weather worn. So it looks like there's some sort of flaw in the statue, like over time, and it looks like what happened is that it just broke where this flaw had been. So as part of this combat or whatever, the before they died, or maybe the one that got away, has actually managed to. They actually managed to destroy this statue by knocking it off from where this flaw had been. So that's what he sees when he does this investigation. So the threat timer has ticked down, and what we're going to see is coming up from the corridor is another skeleton. I wonder if there's a capacity for this necklace. I mean, skeletons are supposed to come in the hundreds. As long as it's in the sphere of influence of this necklace, it trundles up, and then all of a sudden, like right about here, it sort of its attitude completely changes. That's the cat playing with the window. And it's not a skeleton coming up. And its attitude changes, and it clearly it's waiting just like the other ones. So Take is going to order it past those statues up closer, and it's kind of a test, I think, to see if those statues are going to do anything. But they didn't really do anything. So I think what Take is going to do is he's going to send one of the skeletons towards those steps, not the one that came up, because maybe they knew, the statues knew that was a skeleton that came from here. But so he's going to move one of the skeletons up. We'll have them swap spots in the room. And so this skeleton is moving up here. Take is going to, maybe move just a little bit closer, but where he can still retreat back behind these skeletons and take a look at these statues. And he's going to look to see if there's any flaws like this other broken one. And he rolls a 16. And so he notices that there is a flaw in this statue, just like that other one. I mean, it's not the same, but it's like that. So he's going to store that in his mind. I don't have any status. I really need some sort of status marker for that. What you doing? Some sort of status marker for telling that I know that there's a flaw in that one. Let's turn him upside down. So he's upside down because I know that he's got a flaw, right? So I think Take is going to. Well, that was his turn. That's what he did. So let's go ahead and roll another threat timer as the GM. And so we've got a 4. Take is a little bit less frightened by these counters because it's been skeletons, but you never know. It might be something different. So let's go ahead and keep in mind that that's going to happen. So I think what Take is going to do is we've examined this one. Let's go ahead and examine this one. Let's do a roll, a perception roll on that other one, and see if we see a flaw in that one. Take does not, with a 4, does not notice any flaws in that one. So I think for the skeleton turn, he's gonna do this experiment and march this skeleton past this guy, past these, or at least in the vicinity. Like, okay, one more step. Okay, one more step. Okay, one more step. Okay, one more step. And he's through. And nothing happens. Okay. So maybe the skeletons can go through? So Take is gonna, I think, well, we might as well, let's examine the other corpses while we're at it. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, shoot. God dang it. So this is what happened. Take was commanding the skeleton to move step by step, closer, 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 one more, and then through, and then nothing happened. So that's what that was. So I think Take is going to have these other skeletons move forward just a little bit. We're going to take up sort of positions slightly forward of these other corpses, and then let's examine this one right here. So that was an 18. That was an 18 roll. So that's even without the bonus that works. So he's gonna discover some sort of loot on that guy. So. God, is that the same number? My God, this is the exact same number. I rolled the same number again. So let's just go ahead. We'll say that's nothing. He didn't find anything because it was the same damn thing. I mean, it's possible. It was 2 different people. Maybe they both had them. And I mean, I don't think he can wear them. Okay, well, we'll just say that there's 2 of them. He can't wear 2 of them. I don't think that's not a fair thing to say. Maybe he can talk to somebody about altering it or whatever. But so we'll just say that there's 2 of those. So I just made a note that there's 2 of them on there. He's not wearing both of them, but he's gonna. Did I stop and put that on? I'm gonna make sure right now to go ahead and put on that pouch harness. At least one of them. So let's go ahead. That's gonna let's bop the timer down to 3. So let's have Take. He's gonna move up to this other one. Let's go ahead and do a perception roll, and we'll investigate. And a 17. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll on our table and see what we get. Well, at least it wasn't 76 again. So let's see what's on a shovel. Wow, that's great. Okay, so we've got a shovel. A sturdy steel and wooden shovel. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll need it. That might come in handy. Okay, that's it. I mean, it's just a normal everyday shovel, right? Oh, and yeah, so anyhow, here it is. Here's the shovel. Ordinary everyday. Is there any special? Sturdy steel, wood, and steel shovel. That's it. Okay, so it's just a shovel. If we need to dig anything, we've got a shovel. You know what? Oh my gosh. He's going to put that other harness on one of the freaking skeletons. Ha! and start loading stuff onto the skeleton. So he's going to put the pouch, harness, and the shovel on one of the skeletons. Oh my god, that's a great idea. Might as well start using the donkeys, right? Okay, so what's next? I think what he's gonna do is he's gonna move the skeletons like right up, slowly to make sure nothing changes in their attitude. But he's gonna move skeletons right there. And then, maybe move this one right here. And then he's going to try and stealth past these dumbasses and see if he can manage to do it. Let me just take a look really. Stoic Guardians. I mean, they can't possibly have treasure, can they? Yeah, that's totally what I'm checking. I'm looking to see if he's going to get any treasure from these. There's nothing on them. I mean, they're just statues. So he doesn't care. So I think what he's going to do is he's going to try and move from here to here in stealth, using +3, and it's easy. So it's going to be 9, 6. So he's got to get 6 or above to stealth past these guys. And it doesn't say anything about them being magical, like having magical awareness. So what he's hoping is that the skeletons are blocking the view, and that he's able to stealth by. And he got a 10. So I think what happens is they start to animate, and they start to come as he gets close, and okay, so he fails. And then it's their turn. So let's go ahead and think about this. How is this going to work? Close range. So I think this one right here is going to try and kick that skeleton. And that skeleton's going to be the one with the harness on it. So it's going to be, he's going to have to get an 11. I mean, to beat an 11. And it's a 4. So he tries to kick out at that skeleton and misses. And then this one underneath, I think it's going to try and use its big ass stone sword and swing at that skeleton that's in the way, trying to get to me. And that's a 19, so that's definitely going to be a hit. Oh, it's +3 strength. I think that was still a miss on the kick, but that's going to be definitely a hit. The stone is a magical melee attack with close reach, a heavy stone sword reinforced with arcane magic. Okay, so while there is arcane magic, but there's nothing about them being magically perceptive. So stealth might have worked. Let's go ahead and we're going to do magical damage on that skeleton. And that's a full 5 on that skeleton. So we'll start keeping track of... you can't see that. Hold on. Let's move that right there. How far can we go? There? Okay. So that's 5 on that one skeleton. Of its 1 heart, right? Yeah, 1 heart. So that's half of its hearts on that one skeleton. So I think Take is going to freak out and jump back. Not a dash, but is going to go still within near back to here and send these 2 skeletons in front of this one and these 2 skeletons towards this one, and they're gonna they're gonna target the weakness that was detected before, which I think makes the attack easy. So it's not durable and attacks are easy. So those 2 those 2 skeletons at top are going to attack this one for easy. How many hearts? 2 hearts? Damn. Okay, and that's a miss. That was a 2. And then a 20, a natural 20 for the other skeleton. So it's actually a 23. And then, so that's going to be physical damage. Skeletons don't get any special. Oh, they get +2. So that's actually way better. That's like 25. The 2 still wouldn't have been a thing. Basic attack. Yeah, it's just going to attack with that sword. So that's basic. A basic 4 plus ultimate. Where are my d20s? D12s, I mean. Okay. So that was a 20, and then so we're going to do basic effort is a 3 plus ultimate is 9. So that's going to be 12. 5 and 5. So that's 1 heart. And then another 2. Okay. So that one is quickly heading down. Let's go ahead and get these out of the way. And then I think... Okay, so then we've got those other two skeletons that are going to try to attack. So let's try and attack that one. This is not easy. It's just a regular old roll, but they get +2 on all rolls. So they need 10 and above. That's a miss at 7, and a 13 is a hit. So that's basic. Basic is 4, so we've got 4 damage on that other statue. Okay. So I think what we're gonna do, I think Take is going to go ahead and fire off with those magic arrows and the bow, not taking extra time to aim. He's gonna go ahead and start blowing his quartz crystal, the whistle, and so that he can get 2 attacks. So he's gonna attack the one, the least damaged one. And that's gonna be 12. 12, so he's +3 because it's a ranged weapon, so +3 from Dex. So that's going to be 9 and above. 12 is a hit. And, well, let's go ahead and do magic damage as a D8. D8. Right? Yeah, basic 4. Weapons 6, magic 8. So that's a full 8. That's pretty freaking cool. So now actually they're both right at the same level of wounds. Let's go ahead and do his second attack. Is a 7, is not enough, so he misses with that one. But it's not a critical, so he can get those arrows back. Okay, so that's the end of that one. Let's mark this one down. Threat timer is now 2. And so they're gonna. So this one is gonna go ahead and it's trying to get to me. But it's going to attack, I think it's just going to attack that skeleton right there. So let's go ahead and have it roll. That was, oh man, this is the one with the harness. So I'm going to put that one upside down. That's the one with the harness that has an armor of +1. So this one is just a regular skeleton. So it's a roll of 10. And that was a 1, so that was a fail. Is it a critical fail? No, it's not a critical fail. So yeah, that statue completely whiffed it. It was a 1 and then a 3. So that skeleton completely whiffed. I mean, the statue completely whiffed it. So this statue is going to try again. Let's say it does the sword again. I don't know why they maybe they'll switch back, but it's gonna, yeah, I think the next time it's gonna try and use the magical sword instead of a kick. It's just trying to get room around it to get those skeletons out of the way. That's really what it's thinking. But okay, so that other statue is gonna try and go for this skeleton right here, and it's a 15. So that is a hit. That is not the same one that got hit before, but or is it? I think it is actually, because this because this one was back. Oops, God dang it. Because this one came from back here. So this actually is the one, this is the one that got hit before, right? Okay, so it's magical damage against that one. And it's only got 1 heart, so it's only got 5 left. And that's a 2. So that's another 2 damage on that skeleton. Okay. So what happens next? I think so these 2 skeletons are going to attack. I think we're just going to do the same thing. Yeah. Okay, so the first skeleton is going to attack with easy. So it's a 9 is a miss. And the other one is going to attack with a 14, which is a hit, but it's only basic. So it only does 1. So we'll pump that up to 3. And then the other 2 skeletons are going to attack that one with no advantage. So that's target of 12 hits, which is 3. Let's just do that 5. And then the next skeleton is going to attack with a 20 for ultimate. So let's go ahead and roll that. Is a 6. So that statue has now crumbled. Come on, get out of there. Get out of there. There we go. So that statue is now crumbled. Huzzah! Success! And you didn't see me do that. Okay, so now this is just an X statue. It's pining for the fjords. Oh wait. Oop, God, what am I doing? Sorry. Damn it. I took both of the statues away. So we still got that one statue left. And I'm going to go ahead and attack, double time, whistle, attack that statue with +6, so 6 and above. So 6 and above. 17 is a hit with magic damage. 8. And that's enough. That's enough to destroy it. So huzzah! Let's go ahead and get rid of that one. And we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll put another dead statue. Whew. Whew. And with that, it's DM time. So we're going to go ahead and count this down to 1. And we start to hear shuffling from down the corridor. I think what that means is that we're going to have this one retreat. We're going to have this one. This is the damaged one. Shit. Oh, 6, 7. So it's 7. 5 and 2. Okay, so let's just... We're going to group those together. So we just remember that that's how much... So it's got not 25, but it's got 7 damage on it. So that one's going to move back out to here, and maybe we'll move this one here, and we'll move the armored one, and then this one here. And I think he's going to dash in and get his arrows back. So we're back up to full arrows, and then dash back behind. And that's going to be the end of that turn. And then threat timer out of the distance. Oops. It helps if I do the right thing. Out of the depths of this place marches a new skeleton. And right about here, it stops. and becomes part of the party. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. I wonder how many we're going to end up with. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's well, yeah, we're still in the same room. But let's roll a threat timer. And it's actually a 1. Yeah, so if we're already hearing another one come up, we're going to just wait. We'll just wait. So threat timer goes down, and another one comes in. Doop, 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 doop. Oh, zoing. And so we've captured another one. And another one. Okay, we'll just do it again. And a 2. Okay, so let's at least... So we've got a threat timer of 2. Let's go ahead and grab everybody. Okay, let's just move them off screen for a second. So we're gonna go ahead and I think. Oh, actually, hold on. These ones won't disappear. Hold on a second. I need to get to the right. There we go. Now they'll disappear.